It's state tournament week in high school boys basketball in Minnesota. And today on CCX, a quarterfinal round matchup in Class 4A. The number 1 seed, Champlin Park, taking on unseeded Chaska. From the Target Center in Minneapolis, John Jacobson along with Ariel McDonald. And Ariel, this is the spot that Champlin Park has shot for all season, unbeaten, number 1 team in the state all year, 29-0, and they're looking to make it 3 more wins by the end of this weekend.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about McKinley Wright, Theo John, a combined record over the past 4 years regular season, 95-7. That's pretty impressive. 2 years ago, they went to the state championship where they were led by J.T. Gibson, Mr. Basketball, but they were upset in the final. Look for Theo John and McKinley Wright tonight to try to make a wrong a right.
For Chaska, 24-5 on the season, and, pretty good team, but this is such a loaded Class 4A field. They didn't get one of the top 5 seeds, so they're an unseeded team, and not necessarily an easy draw at all for Champlin Park. They've got a good record. They'll be a good opponent here in the quarterfinals, no doubt.
Chaska's been a really good team all season. You're talking 20-5. That's a reputable record. But, in the last the finals, the section final game, we're able to upset, or let's say Eden Prairie, who was a very good team, by just 2 points, 41-39. Okay, that's an interesting number. They also played against Lakeville North, who was 26-2, and they also lost that game by 2 points, but the score was 48-46. Look for Deflategate to enter the building this morning. Look for Chaska to really slow down the ball, conserve plays, play really structured offense, move the ball around, looking for Miles Hansen inside.
Let's look at our key players, and let's start with Miles Hansen of Chaska. Terrific talent, headed to Columbia University next year, so he's a smart kid too.
I mean, he's a smart kid, but a very intelligent basketball player as well. He moves around the floor, he can play inside and outside. He'll be a difficult matchup for maybe Theo John this morning.
And for Champlin Park, the guy who gets everything done, McKinley Wright, at 31 points in the section final against Osseo. He's had a terrific season.
He's the boss, okay? He runs the show. He's the floor general. 24 points a game, 8 assists a game, 7 rebounds, almost a triple-double. A Mr. Basketball finalist this season. He'll be the floor general. He'll make things happen. And once again, like I said earlier, he and Theo have not forgotten the taste in their mouth from 2 years ago. They're looking to win this morning.
First of 4 quarterfinal round games here at the Target Center. It's Chaska and Champlin Park. We'll tip it off next here on CCX.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Wednesday morning at the Target Center, ready for the first quarterfinal round game of the day at Class 4A. Chaska and Champlin Park getting ready to tip off. John Jacobson along with Ariel McDonald on the sideline this morning. For our telecast is Ryan Iverson. Ryan?
Hi, thanks, John. Pretty exciting atmosphere here at the Target Center. Always fun to see the high school fans invade the building here. A lot of energy down here on the floor. I want to hit with McKinley Wright, just recently named the Metro Player of the Year for the Star Tribune. And one thing that was really interesting, remember 2 years ago, guys, they were undefeated going into that championship game. They lost and got second place in 2015. Every practice in the last few weeks, Coach Mark Tucksher has set that second place trophy at the center court, so to remind his players that it's all great that you're undefeated, but it doesn't matter unless you get all the way there and win the state championship. So those guys, as confident as they are, John, they're reminded of that every day, that they got to finish the job this year and 3 more games to make that happen. So it should be an exciting start to the boys' state tournament. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Ryan. A lot of pressure to put on yourself when you bring the trophy on, but I asked McKinley about that last month. I said, how much do you remember about that state tournament game? He said, I remember every play.
Yeah, it's one of those memories you don't forget. And, you know, there's that old saying, keep that bad taste in your mouth. And Coach Toucher, you know, using the moment where there was an expectation, a goal that was not met. And so now he's using it to fuel his team to create motivation for them to just keep on going and to finish what they originally tried to start.
Let's look at our starters for today's game, starting with the Chaska Hawks, 24-5, co-champions of the Metro West this year. The forwards, Miles Hansen, a 6'6 senior, Cole Nicholson, a 6'5 sophomore. The guards, Andrew Coleman, a 6'4 senior, Ryan Rodriguez, a 6'2" senior, and Alex Strazante, a 6'2" senior. For Champlin Park, Theo John, 6'9 senior, is their forward/center. Their guards, Brian Smith, a 5'9" senior, Marcus Hill, a 6'3 senior, DJ Hunter, a 6'3" senior, and McKinley Wright, 6 foot senior. We will take time out. We'll come back with the opening tip-off. Chaska, Champlin Park. State basketball next on CCX.
Fancy pants peanut butter?
A big screen television.
You haven't even bought a sofa yet.
A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles. What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers.
Feed the pig.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
We're at Target Center in Minneapolis. And one thing, Ariel, we did not touch on in the pregame, we talk about every state tournament when teams come here. Bigger court, longer, wider. Shooting backgrounds are a little different. Always something that, for some teams, it's not a big adjustment. Some teams, it seems to really bother them out of the gate.
You know, most experienced teams, it might not matter to them. Teams who have been here before and kind of understand what's to be expected. But for a team who's first time here, it sometimes can be difficult because this is a very big arena for a high school player. The depth perception is always a factor. Early on, they come out with nerves, so they think that they can shoot the same shots that they would shoot in their local gym. But they really have to pay attention to it because the game could get out of hand.
Opening tip and the opening possession to Chaska. McKinley Wright blocking the shot out of bounds by Andrew Coleman, and it's off of Coleman and out. So they get a quick possession, and then Wright immediately making himself known. As you look at Dana Coleman as the father of Andrew. A nice job with this Chaska program. Gustavus High School college graduate rather. MIAC champs back in the day, and this one goes off DJ Hunter, and so maybe a little early nerves, and the Rebels turn it over. As we've got Mark Tucksher now in his 11th year as head coach. Been to the state tournament with this team, or with a Champlin Park team, 3 times now since 2010, as we talked about in the pregame. Runner-up 2 years ago to Apple Valley. Miles Hansen, 3-ball is off the mark. Chased down in the corner, though, by Ryan Rodriguez. Nice skip pass underneath. Hansen misses the bunny. Tip-up is good.
So early on, it looks like they're not going to put Theo John on Hansen. Probably try to keep him out of foul trouble. But Hansen, a very active player, knows how to finish around the rim. A little bit of nerves early, but able to get a nice little paint play shot there and able to finish.
They double-teamed John in the post, and he turned it over on the pass. Hansen with the basketball for Chaska. Off right side to Ryan Rodriguez. One dribble, skip pass across. 3-point prize. Strazzani not good. John with the rebound. Outlet to Hunter. Back for Theo John. Cross for Brian Smith. Smith to Marcus Hill. The John on the left block off his hand. So a couple turnovers early for Theo John for the team. 3 turnovers already for the Rebels for 3 times down the court.
And there's Cole Nicholson, the sophomore. So it's a little unexpected. You wouldn't think you put a sophomore on an experienced player like Theo John. But that sophomore, he's built pretty good there. As you saw that low post defense, really being physical with John, trying to make him work to get that post entry pass there. So he's going to really have to do that kind of job all morning long if they want to keep Theo John from scoring.
Lob down to the baseline. And the ball knocked away. We're going to get a foul coming out to defend on DJ Hunter as he knocked Strazzante to the floor.
Chaska, they really move the ball well. Normally they like to run long offenses and try to just make you work on the defensive end. They want to look for any kind of mistake, any kind of opportunity. They kind of run a motion offense, their version of the motion offense, really looking to try to find Hansen in a catch and shoot opportunity like there, or a dribble drive penetration.
Hansen missing. Wright with the rebound. Kinley Wright gets fouled in his first drive of the game. Certainly a tough player to defend is probably an understatement.
You know, McKinley Wright, the reason why he's Metro Player of the Year, he has the total package that you want to see from a guard. Most guards nowadays, they just want to catch and shoot. But his calling card is he has a great mid-range game where he can dribble, drive, and pull up.
We'll get a foul on Nicholson, trying to battle John for a rebound. Off after the right miss. You look at it again. And you can see Nicholson kind of backing into John. He didn't think it was much of a foul, but that's what was whistled. So 2 fouls here on Chaska. Smith, Coleman defended him well. A little leaner, tip not good. On the floor and controlled by Hansen and Chaska. We remain at 2-0, 2.5 minutes into the game. Hansen, a little spin move, tough shot up and around, not good. And then traveling whistled against Rodriguez.
You know, Hansen missed that shot right there, but that's a good look. If you're Coach Coleman, you'd want to see that happen. I mean, a good, nice little full court length dribble drive move, uses his spin, but you want to see the big fella attack, and he's getting good looks early, so I'm sure he's going to settle in.
Wright attacking off the dribble, not good, and Hansen rebounds. Long outlet pass. Smith got a hand back in it and knocked it away from Coleman.
See McKinley right there on that last dribble drive move. One thing that the baskets are very tight. Most players don't understand that. If you come to the Target Center and you watch the Timberwolves, the rims are very tight. So all of those shots that you normally make in your high school gym can be very difficult to make. As we see, Cole Nicholson stretching out the defense there. Theo, he doesn't want to come all the way out there, and they know that. So anytime Nicholson is open for a nice open shot like that, he's got to take it.
John drew the double team. They knocked the ball away. Smith has it back to Theo John. Back down Nicholson as Coleman comes across the double team right. With a pull up, back iron not good. Ball tipped into the hands of DJ Hunter. He loses it and then scrambles to pick it back up. Marcus Hill to the basket. That's not good. Follow up, and finally Champlin Park is on the board as McKinley Wright scores. It's 5-2. It was a long time coming for the Rebels. Coleman to the basket. Now Champlin Park it out.
Coleman on that nice dribble drive right there. Theo John just reading the play the whole way. And that's going to be something that Chaska is going to have to watch out for. Theo John is a paint defender. He's much like Reggie Lynch does for the Gophers. He plays weak side defense, but on any kind of strong side dribble drive move, he's looking to close out and block any kind of shot.
Parker Bjorklund is the first substitute in this game. He's a 6'3" junior in replacing Rodriguez for Chaska. Hansen holding, gets it to Bjorklund. Hansen slashing, and it's a turnaround over Hill, who got there defensively in front of him and forced a little bit of an awkward jump shot. McKinley Wright trying to answer and does score, and he's got all 4 Rebels points.
And there's McKinley Wright with that mid-range. I mean, a lost art in high school basketball right now, but McKinley Wright waking up 5:30 in the morning, really committing to the team and trying to give his team an opportunity to win a state championship.
Andrew Coleman driving into the basket, scores. Smith to the front court for the Rebels. John back out. Brian Smith 3. Back iron not good. Rebounded by Nicholson. Hansen will push the tempo here for Chaska. Takes it all the way to the rim and scores.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know much about Miles Hansen, this is a player. I mean, he doesn't get much pub, but he's very, very deceptive. He's an athlete, as you just saw there, able to dribble drive the full length of the court and just really explode to the rim.
Marcus Hill misses on a 3. Jump ball, tie up. It'll be Champlin Park basketball.
Here's Miles Hansen showing his skill as he's heading next fall to Columbia University. Not intimidated at all by Theo John. Will take it to the rim strong on him and make him challenge for any kind of shot.
Matt Eliason in for Chaska. Josiah Strong now the first substitute for Champlin Park. He's in for Hunter. John Wright fake the 3, drives the basket, missed it short. Hansen rebounds. 9-4 Chaska. Baseline. Bjorklund, nice little move in around the rim and down.
Chaska not showing any signs of being intimidated. We talked to Coach Miller from Armstrong. He spoke about the kids are very, very confident. They're not intimidated. They're very basketball fundamental and very well coached, and every player knows his role. He knows his responsibility, and they're able to execute.
Right to Marcus Hill. 3's not going down early for Champlin Park. John, a tip up, not good. And getting in there and knocking down the basket was Josiah Strong. Coleman, long 3 ball off the iron, tipped, bringing it over the back foul on Bjorklund.
I don't know if Daddy likes that shot right there. It was only 2 or 3 passes, a deep 3 ball there. Usually Chaska likes to rotate the ball from side to side, try to look for any kind of person coming off a screen, diving to the basket. That's how, let's say, Hansen scores a lot of his points, really using that mid-post screen and diving to the basket.
Jack Perrell, number 2, 6'1" senior, in for Chaska. Rebels have trailed all the way here in the first 7 minutes of the game. Strong traveled. And it's Brian Smith on the turnover, and it's back over to Chaska. Into the front court comes Jazanti. Hansen 3 is good. Miles Hansen with 7 points. And the lead is 8
Miles Hansen, no hesitation on that shot. A great catch and shoot there.
Right to the basket, answers.
Marcus Hill from Champlin has been assigned to defend Hansen, a 25-point score. It's a difficult job, but somebody's got to do it.
Pull-up shot, not good for Strazante. Off the iron for Eliason, not good, and John rebounds. Right back up ahead for Champlin Park. Take it to the basket again and gets fouled.
That was a veteran move there. He really didn't go to the basket to score there. He saw Hansen out of position there, so he used the dribble drive move to maybe create some contact and force the referees to make a call.
He whistled against Bjorklund, though. That's his second, fourth team foul. McKinley Wright, an excellent free throw shooter at 80%, will go to the line here. First one off.
Yeah, those tight rims there, John. I mean, you got to really put the ball inside the cylinder, because anytime it hits a side or a back, chances are it's going to bounce out, and I can hear the basketball coming off the floor. That ball is well inflated, so that ball, anytime it hits these tight rims, it's going to come off long.
Second one does spin around and down. Sam DuBois, number 10, a senior, into this Rebels lineup for the first time. Strazante hands off on the pass. Driving is Coleman. Baseline, kicks it back out. Ball knocked away by Wright. Race for the basketball. McKinley Wright gets there first and scores. Lead pass ahead. They kick it back out. Coleman thought about the three. We'll get a foul on the drive. Probably not a bad foul the drive, because Coleman was going for a layup.
Here's McKinley Wright playing the passing lanes, gets a deflection, and his speed and athleticism allows him to run it down and finish at the other end. One thing I like about Champlin, John, is they don't really have a point guard, a two guard, a three, or a four. All players have the ability to handle the ball, rebound the ball. Very, very well-skilled players.
Hansen drains another three. He's got 10 points already. Right, little hesitation, trying to get the pass off for Hill, out of bounds.
A little too fast there, you know. They don't want to get into a one-on-one opportunity as we see Hansen catch the ball. And normally high school players would take the ball away all the way to the rim. But Hansen's one of those guys, he has the green light, the freedom to shoot and just express himself. So somehow Champlin, they're going to have to maybe look for some double teams, try to get that ball out of his hand, because right now he already has 10 points.
Hansen. Nicholson. Missed shot by Perrill on the drive. John rebounds. Right to the front court. Josiah Strong, way long on the three. Rebound by Hansen. Has not been a good start for Champlin Park.
Ooh.
Hansen. The flake, they floated to the baseline, and the kick out. Strazante missed, but a rebound by Coleman. Oh, and Hansen hesitated a little bit, drew the contact, and we get a foul whistled against Marcus Hill.
Hansen, he's a physical kid, okay? He can take the contact and still play through it. You see right there, he was about to dribble drive baseline there, and he was going to look to score. He wasn't looking for the foul to be called. He wasn't looking for excuses. He's a guy who can play physical basketball on the offensive end and the defensive end.
Comes to Hansen, open three. This one missed, rebounded by Wright. Wright putting it on the floor, dish off, DuBois open three. He made three big ones against Osseo in the section final. Connects with the first made three for Champlin Park. They missed four. DuBois gets them their first triple of the day.
And that was one of those 8 assists that McKinley Wright normally produces. He had a dribble drive lane for an easy layup, but he's keeping his teammates involved, and he understands that it's very important to keep your teammates involved, because you're going to need help.
Strazante's three, not good. Another offensive board, put back, not good, and Wright rebounds the miss by Rodriguez. Comes into the front court, now we'll slow it up. Cross to Du Bois. He'll let it fly. Another three. This one spins out. And the rebound to Coleman. He'll push it ahead for Chaska. Left side, and Rodriguez got his footing caught a little bit there on the target center floor and traveled. Eliason in for Chaska. Now we get a timeout here for Champlin Park. Just over 8 minutes to play in the first half.
There's that dribble drive move by Wright there. Probably had an easy layup, but he understands the kick out because you're going to need some balance. You're going to need outside shots that are made, and you're going to need interior shots that are made. So heads up play by McKinley there.
Here's the bracket in Class 4A. The second game should be a doozy. Whiteside, the 5th seed with a 26-3 record. The best they can do is the 5 seed. Pikeville North, the 4 seed. Andover and Maple Grove at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Creek-Derham Hall, unseeded, but a good team as well, will take on number 3 seed Apple Valley in the last quarterfinal of the day here at Target Center. Always fun for the students to get out of school, right?
Oh, yeah. A day off?
9 a.m. at
I bet you everyone was on time. I mean, I bet parents didn't have to wake them up and say, hey, let's get up. They were probably all ready to go.
Champlin Park's trailed the whole way. They trail by 3 here. Theo John yet to score in this game. Bennett Otto, number 22, in for Champlin Park. It's into the hands of Wright. Off for Hill, curl around, 15-footer up and in for Marcus Hill, his first basket.
You know, Champlin, they're really trying to be patient and get Theo John the ball inside, but Chaska's doing an excellent job, and Nicholson really playing him physical inside. Chaska's doing an excellent job double teaming him and getting the ball out of his hand. But if you're Champlin, you want to keep going to the well, because somehow if you can get Theo John involved offensively, that's going to make him play better defense.
Hansen, nice little move to the rim, but couldn't finish. Rebound by John. Right into the front court. Backing down his defender, spins inside him, kicks it out to the corner for Hill for 3. Not good, rebounded by Hansen. Lead pass ahead, another pass. Rodriguez, Theo John was there, and he thought better of it. Coleman, 15-footer, that comes up short. Back into the Coleman's hands. He lost it off of Coleman or Du Bois, off of Champlin last. Chaska keeps the basketball. Not a blocked shot, but he certainly changed the mind thought of Ryan Rodriguez when he's coming to the basket.
Yeah, that's what he's in the paint for, to really patrol that paint and make sure no shots are too easy, and that's his job. It's been his job all, for the last 4 years of his career. Not really a big-time scorer from the low post, but more of a defensive presence who makes it harder on the offensive end.
Allman missed. Another offensive rebound. Well, they've had a ton of them so far. Hansen misses. Finally, Bennett grabs it out for Champlin Park. Ryan Smith back in at the last whistle. He has the ball now for the Rebels.
You know, John, you and I talked about they can't win this game in the 40s, and Chaska's come out here very aggressive and, shooting first shot opportunities, and I'm a little surprised because you don't want to get into a frenzy with Champlin.
Champlin Park has its first lead of the day. I'm sure this is as long as they've gone all season before taking the first lead. But they have it at 18-17. Biggest lead for Chaska was 8. Coleman, offensive foul.
Chaska, they got to slow down, okay? Right now, Champlin Park now has come back into this game, taking a 1-point lead. Them trying to go up and down with Champlin is not going to work. They're going to have to try to, work the offense a little bit. Maybe 10 passes, make them play defense, make them get impatient where maybe they gamble and go for a steal, and then maybe get an easy layup or maybe an open shot. But this, one pass and then come off a screen and roll and try to shoot, that's not going to go well for you if you're trying to play against the Rebels.
Strazanti and Bjorklund back in for Chaska. Ryan Smith rises up for the shot, not good on the floor. Out of bounds. Looks like it might have a foul here as well on Champlin Park.
They've let some contact go. That's probably a tic-tac foul there. Really didn't favor either team there, so the referee probably could have let them play there because I've seen some physical plays out here.
Fouls on DJ Hunter. That's his second, so he'll come out here.
Right. He's not agreeing with that call, let's say, because there's been some action, some physical play out here. Maybe a little bit of a rush call there.
And a timeout here for Coach Dina Coleman and Chaska.
They need a break. I mean, you know, last 2 or 3 minutes, unable to connect on with a score, so they're going to try to come up with something out this timeout. They need a scoring play out this timeout, and maybe not so much for Miles Hansen, but try to get some of these other players involved, because if they're looking for Hansen to pull off that miracle that he pulled off against Eden Prairie, it probably won't happen against Champlin Park. Champlin Park too deep. They can, you know, rotate multiple bodies on Hansen and really kind of wear him down. So they got to look to get some more guys involved. Maybe Coleman, let's say maybe Nicholson. Nicholson has, 2 points, but they got to get some more guys involved. That way they can keep Champlin Park honest on the defensive end.
Hansen by far their leading scorer this season at 24 points per game, but the Hawks certainly have gotten contributions from other guys. Coleman and Nicholson certainly capable of scoring for this team, both averaging in double figures on the year.
If I'm Coach Coleman, maybe I come out of this timeout with a long offense, okay? Try to settle things down as we got 5 minutes and 45 seconds until halftime. I'd probably come out here and try to slow the game down. They've pulled off miracles before playing against teams like Lakeville North. Although they lost, it was still a 48-46 game. So if I'm him, so that Champlin Park doesn't start to get on a run and create some momentum going into the halftime, try to slow things down.
Parker Bjorklund handing off on the pass to Cesante. Hansen.
Champlin Park going to a 1-3-1 trap there.
Good passing by Chaska, and Sean erases the shot by Strazante. Back come the Rebels. Smith to right, Du Bois left side, wide open three, short, rebounded by Hansen.
And that block shot by Theo John really energizes the crowd. It gets the Champlin Park defense more confidence. As Theo John, there he comes from the weak side, and that's what he does. Anytime you don't think he's there, he's looking for any opportunity to get a block shot and get those Rebels out in the fast break.
Remains a 1-point game. Wright out on the right wing, trying to get the pass to John, but Smith missing on the pass. Another Champlin Park turnover.
That's a play designed for Theo there. As you can see, McKinley and him running some two-man action up top. And the play was really designed for Theo to catch it inside, but he didn't roll on time. And sometimes when you don't score, now your offensive, let's say offensive confidence or offensive, the way how you go about cuts is thrown off a little bit. So they got to get Theo John some touches so he can feel better about playing.
Picks up his first foul there. He had 34 points in their section opener against Irondale, but just a combined 9 points in the next 2 games against Mounds View and Osseo when he was in foul trouble. Coleman, deep three, and this time he connects. His first made 3 for the team. That's 4 Chaska threes, and they're back in front. Wright trying to tie it up. Not good, John. Tip up and in.
When you can't get it one way, Theo, there is a way to get it, and that's on the offensive rebound.
Coleman driving, kick out 3 for Nicholson. Not good. Wright rebounds. We're tied at 20 with just over 4 minutes to play in the half. Wright. Back for Brian Smith at 18 points in the section final. Here's Benedetto. Through a lot of traffic. Du Bois back off. Smith traveled.
Yeah, that's 2 travels. Little happy feet there. He's got to get the puppies settled, get him down on the floor, and then make his move.
Marcus Hill back in. Look at the last 3-point shot knocked down by Coleman.
It's amazing, too. Sometimes when these high school players, they get out here, they're shooting these deep NBA threes, and they're able to make it. But there's something to be said about this depth perception. Even though if you look at the backdrop, it seems like it's far, but that 3-point line out on the floor, it actually does have a feeling of being closer than what you think.
Smith got in front of Hansen, knocked the ball away, couldn't quite get a steal. Strazante goes through the paint, hands off, kick out pass to Strazante. Rodriguez, Coleman, 3 is good. How about that?
That was just great patience there. They got a dribble penetration there. Theo John stepped up. They forced the help. Now everything is opened up on the perimeter. But they didn't take the next shot. They turned it down. Dribble drive move again. And a nice little open 3-point shot there.
Theo John missed, got his own rebound, is fouled, and they'll go to the line for 2.
Here's that three. They hit the short corner there, turning down that layup opportunity. But what happens is when you get the ball to the short corner inside the paint, now the defense collapses. And if you're patient enough, there will be somebody located open on the perimeter, and they'll have a wide open shot as we see Coleman knock down his second three.
Neil John to the line for two. Last foul on Rodriguez, his first. 16 fouls on Chaska. Josiah Strong in, Sam Du Bois out for the Rebels.
You got Coach Toucher. He's now looking to go defensively as he tries to close off this half using that rotation.
1 out of 2. Hansen rebounds the miss. Into the hands of Coleman. Strazante with Smith defending him. Hansen catching it out high. Now Strazante. Coleman, Nicholson with it. He's got a three today. Trying to take John off the dribble. Throws it back into the middle. Good ball rotation. Hill got a hand on that. Couldn't quite create the turnover.
Nicholson had a great opportunity there to draw a foul from Theo John. Probably youth and inexperience made him feel a little bit unconfident, but he had the great dribble drive angle there. He's got to make Theo John play some defense, because if they can get him out the ball game, that bodes well for them.
Hansen against the smaller right, drives, missed it, and Theo John the rebound. Head to McKinley Wright at half court.
That was a good no call by the referees, by the way. They could have very easily either called a block or a charge, but they let the kids play. I like that.
Strong trying to get the entry pass and kicked out of bounds by Rodriguez. Wright looking down to Theo John, kicks it back out. Josiah Strong, not good. McKinley Wright somehow gets the rebound. Called for traveling. I thought he had kept his dribble alive, I think, on the watch him coming through here. Right there. Coleman with it, front court for Chaska. Trying to take McKinley Wright off the dribble. Drives, not good, gets his own rebound and scores. Andrew Coleman with 10 points now.
Great second effort there.
Coleman and Hansen with 10 each. Chaska leads by 4, going for the upset here in the quarterfinals against the lone unbeaten team in Class 4A. Through the hands of Hill, got it back. Hill stops, off for Josiah Strong, hands off for Smith. And the ball kicked by Rodriguez. You've seen a few times when the Champlin Park's gone down to John on the block, he'll kick it out for 3. Those are the threes that Champlin Park often makes, but they haven't so far tonight. And those are the kinds of plays they need to make to make Chaska pay for the double team in the block.
What Chaska does a great job is rotating. They close out very, very fast. And anytime you have the ability to close out and just be able to contest a shot, it helps you out a lot.
Wright elevates, didn't make the shot, but Strazante picks up his second foul, and McKinley Wright will go to the line to shoot 2. Now with 1:15 to go, 2 free throws here for McKinley Wright. He's got over half of their points so far. First free throw up and in. Eliason back in for Chaska.
I wonder if Champlin Park's going to go back to that 1-3-1 trap. They used it coming out of a timeout, and it got a turnover and gave them 2 points on the other end. So I just wonder if they're going to go back to that as they try to close out this first half.
Right, again, just 1 out of 2. Ball comes to Hansen. Oh, what a spin move, a little floater up. Not good, out of bounds, off of Hill.
Looks like Miles Hansen took a shot to the family jewels. So he's going to have to try to get himself together. Nice.
The inbound pass for 2, and Eliason right off the inbound scores his first basket.
And he just hit right behind, underneath the basket, in all of that traffic area. And it was just a simple ball fake by Coleman that opened up that opportunity for that score.
Right, unable to finish at the rim. Chaska with 40 seconds to go here in the half.
If you're Chaska, probably go ahead and give the ball to Nicholson, because Theo John, he's not going to come all the way out there and risk getting beat off the dribble drive. They're taking, okay, Nicholson has the ball. Now this makes more sense.
Out of Coleman with down toward 10 seconds to play in the half. Coleman driving, kick out, 3 ball from Nicholson is good. Chaska with an 8-point lead at halftime on the #1 team in the state, 30-22.
This play was set up perfectly. You saw Coleman dribble drive there using the left hand. What does he do? He attracts the defensive help from Theo John, finds Nicholson located on the perimeter for the open 3-point shot. That's how Chaska's going to win this game tonight, and Champlin Park is going to have to figure out a way to keep guys in front of them.
Let's go down to Ryan Iverson with Mark Tucksher.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, what'd you think of the first half?
I didn't like our pace. We didn't rebound the ball well at all. They're hitting threes, obviously, and we got to box out long shots, long rebounds, and they're getting too many second chances.
What do you tell the guys? How do you get that pace picked up? What are you going to say to these guys who are so accustomed to leading at halftime? How do you get them to come out in the second half?
Yeah, I think we get out and run when we play great defense and get stops and rebounds, and we're able to run off of our stops, and we're not getting stops right now. So we got to come out and play with more fire. We'll change things up a bit coming into the second half.
All right, thanks, Mark. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks a lot.
All right, back to you, John.
All right, thanks very much. Champlin Park down at halftime to Chaska. 30-22 our score. We'll take a break, come back with more high school boys basketball from the Target Center after this timeout.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Upset perhaps brewing here in the quarterfinals. Chaska over #1 Champlin Park, 30-22 at halftime. John Jacobson with Ariel McDonald and Ryan Iverson as we look at highlights from the first half, with Chaska led pretty much the entire 18 minutes of play, and he really shot the ball well from the outside. Cole Nicholson with one of the 6 made 3-pointers from Chaska in the first half. McKinley Wright, always tough to stop, knocks down that jumper. He's been a lone bright spot so far for the Rebels. And good ball movement for most of the day by Chaska. Jew that time able to score in the paint. Parker Bjorklund with the bucket there. Alex Drazante, and then they work the ball around to Miles Hansen, who, despite missing some shots, certainly has been a big factor in this game for Chaska. Wright attacking, that time able to score at the rim. Ball stolen here by Wright, and he gets the layup for Champlin Park. Wright attacking, then gives off to Sam DuBois for 3 as the Rebels trailed by 8 at one point early, came back, rallied. Chaska maintained the lead most of the way. 3 ball by Andrew Coleman. He's had a big first half for Chaska. And a nice 3 here. Again, working the ball out to Coleman on the wing for another 3. Assist from the wing, from the baseline rather, by Rodriguez. Coleman taking the basket, missed, follows up his own shot. 9 offensive rebounds in the first half for Chaska. They had 21 total rebounds. Just 12 out of 35 shooting, 6 out of 16 in threes, but they all seem to be big ones as they have an 8-point lead. Hansen and Coleman 10 points each. Nicholson with 6. Wright leads the way for Champlin Park with 12, and they have not had much help for McKinley Wright other than the 12 points each provided. 30-22 Chaska at halftime. We'll take a break, come back with more State Boys basketball from the Target Center after this.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Chaska 30, Champlin Park 22. Let's go back to the sideline to Ryan Iverson with Dana Coleman.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, not only offensively you scored 30 points, you're up 8, but defensively you held the highest scoring team in the state. 22 first half points. You got to be very pleased.
Yeah, we're really pleased right now, but it's one half, and they're obviously really explosive. So that's what we just got done talking about, is sitting down and guarding and keeping guys in front of you, blocking out. Theo's obviously a huge human being in there, so we got to find a way to stop him.
I thought you guys did a really nice job. You didn't deliberately slow it down, but had a really nice pace. You didn't turn the ball over very often, and you guys adapted to shooting well at the Target Center, which sometimes can take a half in order to do that.
Yeah, we have hit, knock on wood, we've hit a few threes, which is nice, and the guys are playing loose, which is good. When you're the underdog, it's a little easier. We haven't been the underdog most of the year, so this is a little different for us.
And lastly, they're going to come out with some energy here to start the second half. How big are these first couple minutes?
Oh, they're huge. I might be using a couple quick timeouts, trust me. So we gotta really handle their pressure. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Yep, back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks to both Coach Coleman and Coach Chuck Scher for taking a few moments to talk with us here at halftime as we get started, ready for the start of the second half. Champlin Park, first half, just 1 of 9 shooting on 3-pointers. They made their living on that much of the season, and overall on field goals, 9 out of 27, plus 8 turnovers. The 9 offensive rebounds for Chaska certainly has helped the Hawks, although Champlin Park with 9 offensive boards as well. But as Coach Coleman said, it's just one half and still a lot more basketball to go. But for the Hawks, certainly a great place to be in when you're ahead by 8 against the tournament favorite. You got to feel pretty good through 18 minutes. Now, nobody in foul trouble really to speak of. Strazante and Bjorklund 2 fouls each for Chaska, and Hunter with 2 fouls for Champlin Park. I think for the Rebels, one of the big things, as we saw when we saw the halftime scoring leaders, Ariel, they got to get someone else involved other than McKinley Wright in the scoring. I mentioned Brian Smith, who's been a double-digit scorer for them. He has no points yet. Marcus Hill just 2. Theo John just 3 points. DJ Hunter hasn't scored. Somebody's going to have to step up and get points and make shots.
And the first half, they were really trying to go to the low post and involve John. So maybe now they'll spend more time trying to get off some of these guards like Brian Smith, like Marcus Hill, because McKinley Wright has been the only one carrying the load.
Chaska starts with the first possession. Strazante, nice dish off Rodriguez with a bucket. And Chaska has its biggest lead of the game, now 10 points. Great first possession.
I'm sorry, John, and we heard Coach Toucher talk about that they got to get stops. That's a way where, players who maybe didn't have shot opportunities, that's a way for them to score, to get on the board.
McKinley Wright didn't score. Theo John gets the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled.
And so first possession for Chaska. Champlin has an opportunity to defend and maybe establish this second half, that we're going to keep people in front of us and contain people from getting any kind of easy layups or second chance opportunities, and they come out here and give up an easy shot. So Champlin really has to do a better job trying to keep these Chaska players in front of them. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a long night for them.
Champlin Park to the line for the 7th and 8th times today. And there's now 5 out of 8 after John makes both. He's got 5 points. Last Chaska foul on Ryan Rodriguez. It's his second. Andrew Coleman played a really nice first half. He'll bring it up here for the Hawks. Strazante out on the right side. Nicholson pops out. Coleman in the corner. Ball up in the air, tipped, and it's handled by Rodriguez. Chaska getting a lot of those loose balls that it seems like watching Champlin Park this year that the Rebels usually get to. Nicholson cut off on the baseline, back out to Hansen. Coleman. Strazante into Rodriguez. Back out to Coleman. He'll try a three.
Coleman has come to play. He is dialed in. I mean, ball fakes, shot, very decisive. No hesitation from him at all. He's really doing a good job keeping Chaska with this lead here.
Hill with the basketball. Back out to McKinley Wright. E.J. Hunter back to Brian Smith. Hunter in the corner. Missed and rebounded by Miles Hansen.
I think Coach Toucher's going to have to consider John maybe going small ball. He might have to take Theo John off of the floor and maybe go small ball and try to speed up this tempo.
How about the block by McKinley Wright on Miles Hansen? Starts that break. Marcus Hill finishes.
I was talking at halftime to Dayton assistant coach Tom Ostrom. He's coming here to watch McKinley Wright. Very, very happy about the signing.
Offensive foul on Miles Hansen. That's his first. Look at that play again. Watch Wright elevate. Blocks the 6'6" Hansen shot. And then Hill finishes the break.
And that's what Coach Toucher was speaking about. They have to get stops so they can get out in transition and get easy, fast breaks. That's the way you can get players involved in the game, get them on the board, and somehow create some easy points for them, so they can have a good feeling about playing.
Right to the basket, scores.
Wright got fouled there on the head, but he's got to continue to attack. He's got to continue to attack. He's got to be aggressive because there is no tomorrow.
And Dana Coleman had told Ryan Iverson at halftime, I might take some early timeouts in this second half. He doesn't, it's still a nice lead at 7 points, but he doesn't want to get away from them too quickly.
But here we got McKinley Wright catching, facing up, jabbing, taking the ball to the basket strong. Got hit on the head there, but was able to finish through the contact. He's begging for the foul there. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. And, he is a Mr. Basketball nominee. You would think that the referees would maybe look to that and maybe give him that call.
First of 3 telecasts today on CCX. Wayzata on Lakeville North at noon. Maple Grove Andover at 2 o'clock. Maple Grove, Wayzata, and Champlin Park all in our CCX viewing area and all qualifying for the 4A tournament this year. Champlin Park, second time in 3 seasons they have been undefeated coming into the state tournament. 2 years ago losing to Apple Valley in the final, and their 29-0 record certainly on the line here today as the #1 seed, the Northwest Suburban Conference champions for this season. They trail it by 7 early in the second half. Good play out of the inbound, and Hill couldn't hold up and falls Coleman.
I love watching teams come out of a timeout and execute. Chaska, that's where they show you they're well coached. They're able to come out of a timeout and get a scoring opportunity in 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. So I love watching that.
Strazante will inbound. Throw it out top. Hill got a hand in front of it. Saves it back to the middle of the court, and Hansen's there. So nearly a turnover, but the Hawks recover. Coleman to Rodriguez, up on the smaller Smith on the block. Back out Nicholson, 3 ball is good.
The young fella, he's got 3 3-pointers, and that's very key for Chaska. With him guarding Theo John playing that low post, if he can stretch out to the perimeter, now you got to stretch 5. Yeah.
We got John committed a foul on Nicholson. There's a little bit of a delay on the call as you look at the last 3 ball made by Nicholson.
And what Chaska does a good job is they'll post up any player on the low post, and sometimes they'll throw it into the low post and look to force a double team. And when you double team, they all have the idea of being able to locate a perimeter player around the 3-point line. And they're for today, let's say, they're knocking down those 3-point shots.
Nicholson trying to get past John, and that's his 3rd, so he picks up 2 in quick order.
Yep, now Coach Toucher, he's got to go small ball. And this might work for them, because if they go small ball, now they can really pick up the defensive pressure.
Irvin Russell, 6'2" senior in, Theo John out.
But you know, Nicholson, he's been battling Theo John all morning long, and so the 2 of those fouls were just frustration fouls.
Hansen, that one is up and in. Hasn't shot great today, but he's obviously capable of scoring in droves. Smith, a 3 ball. That's missed. Out of bounds off Chaska. Champlin Park continued to struggle from beyond the 3 line. They have made just 1 3 in 11 attempts today.
You know, Hansen's the kind of player, he doesn't worry about his shooting percentage. He looks forward to the next shot, and he understands that his team needs him to shoot those shots.
McKinley right up and in. Much needed basket for Champlin Park. They trail it by 10 with under 14 minutes to go. Hansen thought about the 3 and is fouled by Hill.
And that's a smart foul by Hill right there, because Hansen had a wide open dribble drive lane. He was probably going to dunk that, but that's what I call a strategic foul. Sometimes when you get out of position, you can use your fouls to stop possessions, and that was a good job by Hill there.
Hill out, Du Bois in. Certainly not a lot of length on the floor right now for Champlin Park. With Hill out, they replaced by Du Bois. It gives them even less of a presence in the paint. Hansen, great dish off pass underneath, and a foul on either Russell or Smith, and it'll be 2 shots coming for Cole Nicholson. It's one of the first free throws shot by Chaska today.
Right. I was just about to say that. Like, we haven't seen them at the free throw line all morning. That was a great find there by Hansen, and I'm very, very impressed by it by the sophomore Nicholson. He really didn't try to score there. He went and located arms and produced a foul. And so you like to see that from your big fella. Sometimes you get in positions where you can't maybe make the shot. So the next best thing is to maybe try to provocate a foul and get to the free throw line. Champlin Park, no one over 6'3" on the floor, so look for them to really pressure the basketball, maybe double team, do some run and jump, or at least get out on the fast break, penetrate, dribble drive, kickouts, or either try to look for layups.
Right, trying to attack and score. They all knew he was going to take the shot. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it.
No, he's a great athlete, and he just used this athleticism to try to create that shot.
It's backed on by Nicholson, but an offensive foul. Down by Russell to draw the charge.
Yeah, he hit him with the chicken hook there, John. You can see him throw that elbow as he tries to back him down, and watch that. Tries to shoot him that elbow to create some space, but the referee called him.
And an auto in for Champlin Park. Josiah Strong in for the Rebels, who trail it by 9. They trail for all but just less than a minute. They were ahead in the first half. Wright misses on the 3. Hansen rebounds for Chaska. Rebels continue to struggle from the outside. Hansen in some trouble, but a nice dish off. A spin move to the basket and then kick off to the corner. 3 ball missed, and Wright rebounds, and he's fouled by Rodriguez.
Now, last couple of possessions by Champlin, last couple of possessions, it's been one pass and shot. And so if you remember 2 years ago when they were in the state championship, they were playing just a lot of one-on-one basketball, and that was the reason why they ended up losing that game. So Champlin has to be careful. They have to continue to move the ball and not just rely on McKinley Wright to try to make something happen. They have to keep everyone involved. Otherwise, Chaska's going to, get a read on them and really start to understand they can force a lot of help on Wright and make others beat them.
Wright takes his man off the dribble, and Hansen gets a hand in front of Du Bois and knocks the pass away.
Chaska, they got some big boys out there. I mean, they're yoked up, and they don't mind physical play. As you see McKinley Wright trying to beat him off the baseline. I mean, that young man stood his ground, and that will wear you down as a guard. When you got players putting their body up against you, you got to find a way to make it a little bit easier for yourself.
Wright, baseline drive and scores. 20 points now for McKinley Wright. Into the front court comes Nicholson, trying to beat Russell off the dribble. Picks up his dribble and gets it back out to Coleman.
Coleman, a lefty, very difficult to defend lefties. They have different kind of style of game.
Ball thrown into the paint. Coleman recovered it. Yorkland drives and scores.
Great no call. He was inside the restricted area. We don't have that line in really high school basketball. But that was an opportunity maybe for a charge. But the referees really letting these kids play today.
Strong across to Wright. Draws attention out top. Pulls up, back out to Josiah Strong. Strong handoff to Wright, left side. Wright to the basket. Reverse layup is good.
You just wonder, can Wright continue to do this? It's 11 minutes left in the game, already 22 points. Can he continue to keep his team into this game?
Hansen, skip pass across right corner. Nicholson pass into the paint, through hands. Recovered, Strong gets a hand over there and knocks it away.
Here's McKinley Wright working on the perimeter, and he's wearing down a little bit. I can see him sucking wind. He scored the last 6 or 8 points for Champlin Park, but that wears you down. And Chaska, they're going to figure it out that if they kind of force him right and use that weak side help, they can control that.
Allman's wide open, and he's got 15 points.
And Champlin Park, they're small. There should be no reason why they're not able to locate players.
Right, up and in again. .38.
With Champlin being small like this, they can switch everything. It doesn't matter.
Hansen trying to back down the smaller Wright. Missed on the shot, and Wright has the rebound. He'll look ahead as Marcus Hill on his right. Passes off to Hill and then back to Wright. Will he take it to the basket again? And he does, and he's fouled by Hansen.
And that's just a lot of work as the young fella hits the floor. I mean, every possession, every opportunity, they're looking for him to attack. Maybe Coach Toucher will consider putting Theo John back in here. Oh, he's at the scorer's table, so there we go. So maybe they'll consider putting him back in the game. He's probably calmed him down. He's got his wits about him now. And now they can maybe go on the defensive end and get some of these stops that Chaska has produced, just easy penetration opportunities.
Theo John is in for Champlin Park. Ryan Rodriguez returns for Chaska. Right, second free throw, not good. John gets the rebound and scores. So immediately makes his presence felt.
That's a good sign there. That's a good sign there. Just checked in the game, and all of a sudden things came back to him.
45-41, timeout Chaska.
And what was once just an 11-point lead is now down to 4. And as you spoke about it, we were talking about at halftime, Coach from Chaska said he's going to call some early timeouts to try to keep this game in their favor. But Theo John just being at the right place at the right time, and the ball just fell in his hand and he was able to finish. But now Hanson's out of the game. But it's a great opportunity for Wright to get a rest. You know, our co-worker over here, Ryan Iverson, just spoke about it that, hey, they probably need to get Theo John a little bit of rest because, you know, the first, 6 or 7 minutes, man, he's been going hard.
Champlin Park really tested today, trailing Chaska by 4.
And, you know, as we've looked through Champlin's season, you know, their average margin of victory is 25 points, so they're not used to being challenged night in and night out. Versus Chaska, they do play in a very reputable league out of the Metro West, and so they're used to being pushed a little bit. But Champlin, you know, when they're down, they're not used to being down, so the question is, how do you react from being down? But hopefully Theo John and McKinley Wright have learned from their mistakes of the past, and they're able to put something together in this second half.
The full timeout here for Chaska. They certainly haven't panicked at all today, and now is where you need that calm demeanor and your senior leadership to step up if you're Chaska to try to hold this lead.
So they'll look for Hanson early on. I would, either he or let's say Coleman, either one of those two players has to be the one who makes it happen here. Chaska going back to that 1-3-1, so look for traps from the corner on each side, maybe a trap up top. But Chaska going to make you come out that zone. I like that. I like that.
Coleman with it, passes on the wing, skip pass across for Hanson. Back out to Coleman, didn't force anything there, and back out to Miles Hanson.
There you go. They're going to make you come out of it. And you know, with the lineup that's on the floor with Chaska, that ball can move around. So someone's going to be open. Everybody knows how to handle the ball and make something happen.
Coleman now to Rodriguez. Into the hands of Nicholson. Coleman comes around a screen and hits a 3.
That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot. That's showing heart and guts there. They're milking the clock down. All of a sudden, now they have to go against man-to-man, and they're still able to execute. That's just showing hearts and guts there.
17 points for Andrew Coleman. Wright can't attack this time.
He's got him deep. Missed him.
Eliason trying to play him straight up. Back out. Smith, 3. Comes out. And been able to make one today. Ball on the floor. Picked up by Hill. Gets up.
Oh, he's going to call it travel. Oh, timeout.
Champlin Park getting a timeout there. I don't know if they had complete possession of the ball, but the referee felt so. Marcus Hill had it enough to get the timeout.
There's Champlin just really milking the clock a little bit as they catch Coleman coming off of that down screen. And Coleman, you know, he's already banged 1, 2, 3 3-pointers today. He's feeling confident, and he's showing no hesitation. Anytime he's open, he's letting her fly.
Class 4A semifinals coming up Thursday night. So these teams get a little bit of a rest, and consolation play return to the state tournament, boys and girls, this year after being absent since they went to 4 class for 20 years. It has been one and done. At least now, the loser of this game and all the quarterfinal round games have a minimum one more game to play.
You know, that's always a great opportunity, and I'm happy for them because, you know, young people need those opportunities.
Champlin Park basketball, they trail by 7. They got as close as 4 on the John putback, but then the 3 by Coleman has extended the Hawks' lead back up with under 8.5 minutes to go. John off to Brian Smith. McKinley Wright up with the little jumper up and in.
You know, it's so special, you know, for our viewers watching. Anytime you're able to put the ball on the deck and get deep into the paint and still finish in traffic, I mean, that just makes you a tough player to defend.
27 points for McKinley Wright. Coleman, nice little hop step in the lane, not good on the shot. Hanson gets it, has it stripped away, and Wright has it. Right into the front court.
There you see the presence of Theo John made Hanson be a little indecisive there, and then at the last minute he tried to get a foul.
Right, misses on the three. Coleman rebounds and then reaching either on Hill or Wright. It'll be on Marcus Hill, and that'll be his fourth.
Yeah, that was a tough call there. Coleman looked like he might have got away with a travel there.
Sam Du Bois in, and with Hill picking up the fourth, he's got to come out.
I don't know if I put Du Bois on Coleman right now. He's feeling it, and he's got the size advantage. He can shoot right over the top of you. He can dribble drive you and finish at the rim. They might want to change that defensive matchup there.
Lozante gets the pass to Hanson. Nicholson. Smith gets a hand in there. Reads the loose ball and the steal for Champlin Park. Smith.
Yep.
Traveled again.
Yeah, he's gotten 3 travel calls on him today, John. He's got to be careful. He doesn't get his feet quite set. As you see him, that's a tough call right there. But, you know, probably because of the other previous 2 calls, now referees start to zone in on you. And anytime you make a quick explosive move, they're looking to make that call. Yeah, that might have been a tough call. Yeah, right. That might have been a tough call there.
And then on top of it, he made the shot, which he hadn't done all day.
Yeah.
That would have been a big one. But as it is, it stays a 5-point game. Time winding down here, just over 7 minutes to go. Strazante muscling his way to the basket, missed it. John outlet to Smith. Rodriguez is back defensively, shot missed, and rebounded by Hunter in the corner, and then stepping in is Strazante to get the steal. Missed opportunity for the Rebels unable to finish on the break.
Strazante missed the layup at the other end and hit the floor, but still stayed in the play, hustled back, and kind of just played possum there and got it, and was able to get his hands on the ball and get a steal.
Nicholson to Strazante. We had a foul on Chaska. This is going to be on Matt Eliason away from the ball. It's his first. He'll come out. Coleman at a brief rest and is back in.
Eliason getting that foul there, trying to set that elbow screen. They like to use that elbow screen to make Hanson dive to the basket and post up. And Hanson's got McKinley right on him, so he's got a mismatch opportunity inside if they want to take advantage of it.
Team fouls even at 6 apiece, so both teams in the bonus. Right, a little hesitation. Trying to beat Strazante. Now off to Hunter in the corner, not good. Theo John gets the rebound. He'll go up and Hanson commits the foul. That's his third.
Here's McKinley Wright looking to operate. Nice little pass outside, but unable to make that 3-point shot. But Theo John, you know, using his size and his strength. He's probably fouled on the first play there, but you know, he's still very fortunate to earn an opportunity to score from the free throw line.
No go to the line here for 2. First one up and good.
You know, between DJ Hunter, Brian Smith, and Marcus Hill for Champlin Park, normally they are contributors to their scoring, but really unable to knock down shots tonight. But look for one of them probably late in the game to start getting on fire.
John's second free throw also good. He's made all 4 of his free throw tries here in the second half. Back to a 3-point game again. Down to a 3-point. Was 4 points. This is as close as Champlin Park has been since the first half. Rodriguez, give it off to Coleman. Down to 6 minutes to play as Chaska looks to hand Champlin Park its first loss of the season. By second call, we feel that Coleman was advancing the ball. Dana Coleman really upset about that.
As he should be, because there was a referee who was standing near the ball. And so if the referee is standing near the ball, it's not making the 5-second count. How, you know, it's understandable. I'm not trying to say anything against the referees, but you can definitely understand his anger, right, John?
Yep, no doubt. Wright with the basketball in his hands. 27 points for McKinley Wright, Metro Player of the Year. 2 more.
There's McKinley Wright going to work, using body, throws that shoulder just to create enough separation, and he's able to finish in the lane.
Can Chaska close it out? Their lead is down to 1. Strazante to Nicholson. Back out, Rodriguez.
Rodriguez has to make Theo John pay. If he's going to be in the paint that deep, Rodriguez has to have the confidence to let the ball fly from the three-point lane, or at least take him off the dribble drive.
Coleman's pass intercepted by Hunter. Another turnover for Chaska. And Wright will bring it up with Champlin Park a chance to take the lead. Wright, well, he takes Strazante one-on-one, turns, fires, or rims out. John had a hand on it, but it's rebounded by Coleman. Coleman.
They got numbers.
Gets through the double team. Nice dish off. John back defensively, though.
Yep.
Loose ball, and Du Bois has it. Smith is hurt a little bit and slow to get up, but he's back into the play now. Now John above the block on Nicholson. Wants to go in and score. Turns
there you
and
go.
Scores.
There's the big fella. His first post touch where there wasn't a double team there. So, he has the capability to score. It looks like Chaska's going to try to call it timeout as Champlin Park has come back from 11 points down and now has a 1-point lead, and they even have their big fella back involved in the game.
First lead since 18-17 for Champlin Park.
Here we got Theo John surveying, watching, surveying the floor, seeing what's available, and he takes his time. And that's all he has to do. If he catches into the low post, just look over your shoulder and see where the help is coming from. If it's not coming, then go ahead and use an individual move and try to get a deep paint score there.
Hawaiian night, the theme today for the Rebels fans, students.
Yeah, that's an easy sell. The kids, they're just dying for spring break to happen, and most of them are on spring break, so it's really, really good to see the kids come out here and support.
4:13 to play in the second half. Champlin Park with its first lead since midway, or a little more past midway in the first half, and that was a very brief lead at 18-17. Trailed by double digits much of the second half. They have clawed their way back in. Chaska down to just one timeout remaining.
Yeah, he's burned them, pretty early, and I don't know about that timeout. He probably should have saved that. Maybe came back on the offensive end and ran something long. But I think he was trying to get Hansen back, involved in the game. And Hansen has been quiet this second half, so he's going to have to pick up the pace in this last 4 minutes if he's going to give his team a chance to win this game.
Smiles for Champlin Park, and they think we want to try not to play too tight down the stretch here. They get the pressure being the #1 team, and Chaska comes in, although a great season, and Coach Coleman said it, we're not used to being an underdog. It's a different role for them. I think they've relished in it, but now they have to come from behind, albeit just by 1 point right now. Strazante on the dribble, hands off to Miles Hansen, a little spin move, open. Nicholson's been able to hit the three, this time not good. Out of bounds off of Strazante.
I don't know if I like that shot, John, by Nicholson there. It was only like 1 or 2 passes. Maybe he would like to save that shot, or maybe just he had a smaller guy on him. He should have just dribbled him into the low post and wait for the double team to happen. Now you get the extra pass that leads to the extra pass and the open shot.
Those little touches out of bounds are tough. That one looks like it might have been off Ryan Smith.
Yeah.
Rebels get the break on that. Wright with the basketball, under 4 minutes to go. Champlin Park playing with a tenuous 1-point lead. Smith back off to Wright. Wright, and he's fouled by Strazante, and Champlin Park's in the bonus, and Wright will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
McKinley Wright he just is what he is. I mean, he's just a really, really good player, and for Strazante, that's a difficult guard because you don't know how it's coming. He's a guy who can pull up, shoot from the three-point line right in your face. He can give you some little shake and bake and rock you a little bit and put you on skates, and he can make in-between shots. He can finish inside the paint with the best of them. Difficult matchup for him.
Makes the front end of the 1-and-1.
And there's just something to be said about when you go through something. He was just a sophomore when they went to the state finals. But, you know, when you go through something, you remember those experiences and you're able to produce.
1 out of 2, so it's a 2-point game. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Trizante, John pops out on him, starts to dribble again. Nice entry pass, and we're tied up. Ryan Rodriguez, Trizante with the assists. It's 50 all.
And if you're Chaska, if you want to win this game, make Theo John play step-out defense. Draw him away from the basket because he's uncomfortable there. But when you draw him away from the basket, that will open up that lane for nice little dishes like that.
Marcus Hill way long on the 3. Rebounded by Chaska. Coleman to the front court. Wright missed on a steal. Chaska's got numbers. Coleman trying to finish with a dunk. Offensive foul.
I like the heart of Coleman. I want to run out on the floor and give him a high five. Not intimidated by at all. He brought it right to Theo John. He said, you're going to come and block it or I'm going to get the charge. I like that. If I'm Coach Coleman, I'm cheering him up. I'm coaching him up because that's heart and guts. That's showing we're not intimidated by you, but credit goes to John there. He could have maybe just went for the block and maybe got that 4th foul, but he took that charge, and you don't see big fellas taking charges anymore.
2:35 to go in a tie ball game. Timeout, Champlin Park. Oh, what a dandy to start the day in the state 4A tournament.
Now, if I'm Champlin Park, maybe I take Theo John out, okay? We'll go small ball. We'll try to open up that middle, rotate the ball from side to side, maybe 8 or 9, 10 passes, and then somehow when the ball gets in McKinley Wright's hand, now he's in a one-on-one opportunity, and if he gets inside the paint, obviously the help is going to come. Now he has a kick out for maybe Smith or Hill, or maybe even, let's say, well, that's a Hunter, because those are the 3 main players that have not been able to make outside shots tonight.
15-50. Winner of this game takes on either Lakeville North or Blytheton, which is the game that follows here at noon. I think this is a great game. That's going to be just as good. 4-5 game and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Terrifically talented team in the Panthers and the Trojans coming up.
And both similar styles of play. I mean, it's when I watch these 2 teams, I say this is today's high school basketball. Ball moves from side to side. All players have the ability to dribble, shoot, and pass. They're intellectual players. They have high basketball IQ, and you never know where it's going to come from.
Champlin Park with possession. Tie game at 50. Wright will inbound. Ryan Smith back to Wright. Draws a double team.
They're double teaming Wright to get the ball out of his hands. That's smart.
Now back off Wright with it near half court. Cross to Sam DuBois, down to 2:15 to go.
They should be patient, just like Chaska was. Milk the clock. At least maybe you get the last second, but make Chaska come out of that zone.
Cross to DuBois.
That's what they're going to do.
Are they going to go all the way, take this all the way down? 2 minutes to go.
If Chaska stays in that 1-3-1, they will.
Wright slips it across to Hill. Back out to McKinley Wright. Now McKinley Wright starting to attack, in some trouble. And back out to Marcus Hill.
And Chaska needs to be careful. You don't want to foul McKinley Wright, 80% foul shooter. You don't want to make it that easy for him.
DuBois back to Wright with 1.5 minutes to go. Back to DuBois. Wright with 1:20 to go. Another timeout for the Rebels. And now Champlin Park down to just 1 timeout remaining.
You think Coach Toucher's thinking, okay, it's 119. Maybe I need to design something to attack, because if we miss, I need to get on the defensive end and get a stop. But if I was him, I'd take this thing all the way down and force Chaska to come out of that 1-3-1.
McKinley Wright, second half, 28 points. Good free throw shooter, but he's been at the line a total of 8 times. 1 out of 2 each time, 4 for 8 today.
Yeah, but I got to believe as this game gets deeper to closing out that the senior, the potential Mr. Basketball candidate, he's gonna knock him down.
I think I would hold for 1 here. It's not really a disadvantage necessarily to holding for it. The worst you can do is you go to overtime.
Right.
And you say, well, you're the #1 team. You should play with a little more intensity. But even down the whole game, I think they'd be, happy to they're in the position they're in and try to go for the win.
Even if you're the #1 team in the state, it's now playoff time. That stuff does not matter. And Chaska has came out here and really shown that it does not matter what your seeding is. The parity in Minnesota, especially in our northwest suburbs, south suburbs, the parity is just really, really good. And you just never know which team will show up. But each team is capable of beating each other on any given night.
Champlin Park just 1 made 3 today. But here they are tied with just over a minute to play in the second half. Now working into their offense, McKinley Wright, little floater, not good, ball out of bounds, off Chaska, off of Nicholson. Wright, a good look at the basket. A lot of times that shot will drop for it, didn't there, but Rebels fortunate to get it back.
And that's the one he likes, a dribble drive, hits you with that shoulder, creates some space, and then he shoots that teardrop over your head.
John lost it, out of bounds. Turnover, Theo John. He lost it off his foot. Let's see it again. Oh, he just lost it out of his hand.
Yeah, he just lost it there. But you got Nicholson just leaning that meat and potatoes on you. I mean, he's just really sticking his chest out there, and it's making it very, very uncomfortable for John.
Hunter in replacing Smith to get a little more size defensively. We'll see how Chaska plays this now. They've got 1 timeout to go, minute to go. Will they go for 1 here? Hansen.
He's got to be careful because Wright's looking to get his cookies there.
Now hands it off to Coleman. Nice dish off of the pass. He traveled.
He did.
A little hesitation by Strazante. I don't think he knew exactly initially if he was going to attack or go with the pass, and he traveled.
That was the presence of Theo John there. When he got inside that paint, what normally happens is you're not used to just getting an easy look like that, so the first thing you do is your eyes go up. But somehow he was unable to catch the ball and secure it, so that's what forced that travel there.
35 seconds to go. Wright will come into the front court. Now will they hold for 1? 28 seconds to go. I can't imagine they're going to attack before we get down inside of 10.
No, Coach Toucher, he's going to give it to his senior. He's going to say, hey, take us on home. And this is going to be one-on-one. This is classic right here.
Everybody on their feet with 10 seconds to go on the second half. Ken McKinley Wright win it for the Rebels. Rises up with a shot, not good. Tipped in the air. Out to Du Bois, a 3. Champlin Park wins! Sam Du Bois trades it. And the Rebels advance 53-50.
Wow. Off one leg. Shades of Blake Hoffbauer. Just a long rebound there. The ball gets tipped out, and Du Bois is able to locate it. And I would have thought they'd call a timeout. But Du Bois takes a chance and just launches it from the three-point line and is able to knock it down. That shot will go down in Champlin Park basketball history. You see McKinley Wright, he gets the shot that he wants. John gets his hands on it. All of a sudden, Nicholson kicks it out, which is the smart thing to do. But Du Bois is able to locate it and locate the rim and throw it at the rim.
How about that, partner?
I mean, oh my goodness. This is what it's all about, though. And if you're Chaska, I feel so bad for Miles Hansen. Really played an excellent game. The game plan was great. I thought they were going to come out and maybe take the air out of the ball. But they gave the #1 team in the state all that they could handle there.
That was exhausting for us. You can't imagine those guys. Fans. What a great game by Chaska. We said before, they're not going to be able to hold Champlin Park to 50 points.
Right.
Wow, they did. I mean, they kept them in the low 50s. Champlin Park struggled shooting all day, and then Sam Du Bois, who made the only first three in the first half for Champlin Park, makes that one in the second half to get them the win.
Let's just say, John, he'll be the most popular kid in school when they return to school, because that shot right there, if you're Theo John and if you're McKinley Wright, you just helped our team survive and give us another opportunity to go after that state title.
Now, unfortunately, Ryan cannot talk to the players down on the floor on the post game, and we'll take a look at it one more time before we wrap it up. Ball tipped out by Nicholson. Du Bois off balance. 3 at the buzzer.
And you know what kind of shot that is, John? After practice is over, kids are always screwing around, right? And they're throwing balls from half court. And Du Bois able to hit a half, well, had not half court, but, you know, at the hash mark. I mean, just amazing, just emotionally draining.
Champlin Park wins it 53-50. Wow, what a game. The Rebels fans excited, and they can live to play another day. They get tested by Chaska, but they'll move on undefeated at 30-0 into the semifinals on Thursday night here at Williams Arena. That does it for this telecast. For Ryan Iverson, Ariel McDonald, and all of our great crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for this one. What a finish. What a game. Champlin Park wins it over Chaska. 53-50 Rebels, the final.
Catch us weeknights on the